I'm Nathan Martin with the Divine Pollination Hive and freewitheft.com and divinepollination.com. And I'd like to discuss why we give our power away. And it's actually pretty simple. I mean, I don't know the root causes of it, but I can tell you where the childhood root cause is, why we give our power away. When a parent yells at a child, or when another person yells at a child, and a child is in an open state of hypnosis until they're around 8 years old and their frontal lobes kind of turn on. But the younger, the worse it is. But when a child is yelled at, what is conveyed? There's a hidden message conveyed. And it's the message that the parent is sending the child. You are responsible for my feelings. You know how I know that? Because I'm angry and you made me that way. So this limiting belief is now imprinted within the child and within their mind. And they're going to repeat this pattern. I'm responsible for my parents' feelings. I can make them angry. Now they can take advantage of that and say, ooh, I'm in control of my parents' feelings, and they can drive them crazy. Or they can, be a good child and say, well, I want to, protect my parents' feelings, and I'm always going to be worried about their feelings. And then when they grow up and they're in loving romantic relationships and friendships, they're going to say, well, why aren't you being responsible for my feelings the way that I'm responsible for your feelings? Because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be responsible for your feelings, or you're supposed to be responsible for my feelings. And some people are not very good being responsible with my feelings. Like, maybe my parents weren't very good being responsible for my feelings, and that's why they're always yelling at me. So I knew I had to be really, really, really over-responsible for their feelings. And this is where the whole over-responsible and under-responsible thing comes from. People who are over-responsible, it's because they were forced to be over-responsible for the feelings of dictators, tyrants, people that are yelling and telling them that you are responsible for my feelings. And that's just how it starts, where we project our responsibility onto them. You can make me angry. Don't make me angry, because if I'm angry, I'm going to yell, I'm going to punish, I'm going to reject, I'm going to do all kinds of things in my little temper tantrums, my tirades, my little tyranny, and you better comply with my unreasonable demands and be responsible for my feelings, otherwise I'm going to get really angry. And we repeat that pattern. The child, knowing that now I'm responsible for everybody's feelings, is going around saying, well, you're responsible for mine. And maybe they'll snap one day, when they're tired of being over responsible for their feelings, and they'll start yelling, and they'll be really angry, and they'll now repeat this process. So it's really important to be mindful of exactly what you're feeling, who's responsible, who's owning the problem. When you have a problem with something and you start yelling at somebody else and you say that, it's their fault, and you're really angry, whose feelings is it? Humanity perceives, I'm angry, you must have made me that way. Well, whose feelings is it? Is it your feelings or is it their feelings? They're not angry. Well, maybe they are angry, but in this instance, your feelings are angry. Therefore, you're responsible for your feelings. Now, if somebody else is responsible for your feelings, then you are an under-responsible person. And if you're always a victim of other people's experiences and they're yelling at you and that kind of thing, now you're usually going to be the over-responsible person, but it's a belief. You hold the power. You can stop believing this, or you can continue believing this. To stop, you're going to have to really radically go within and try to understand, why am I this way? How did I get this way? What were the specific events that shaped me? Journal, use EFT tapping, find some other kind of a method to understand yourself and to go within. And this process can be years of unraveling why you're responsible for other people's feelings and why they're responsible for yours, so that ultimately you find that you are responsible for your feelings and that nobody else is responsible for them, and that you are not responsible for other people's feelings. They are responsible for theirs. Who owns the problem? When you have a problem, do you own it, or do you make them own it? And when they have a problem, do you own it, or should they? I'm Nathan Martin with the Divine Pollination Hive and freewitheft.com and divinepollination.com. Remember, emotional freedom is just a few taps away. Be well.